I grew up with parents who were strict when it came to school, especially my dad. Now during this time my grades were kinda low. I'm not gonna lie, they were kinda low, which is why they wanted me to study countless of hours a day. But there was just one problem. I was addicted to playing online computer games, okay? I couldn't go one day without playing games. I remember I used to go on websites like miniclip.com. Let me not get started. I used to play Mario Star Catcher, Pyromaster, Tank Trouble, Free Realms, Urban Rivals, Sonic, Cartoon Network games, Nickelodeon games, Dirt Bike games. There was a website once called A123 Games. It's not there anymore, but I was hooked on that too. I was hooked. As you can see, the list goes on. I played every game you could think of. And if y'all thought I would get caught playing these games, then think again. Cause what I used to do was this. I would take the game that I'm playing and basically hide it behind another tab, so my parents would never know I was playing games. My brother was on the bed and he saw how much fun I was having. He wanted to join the party too. So I said, come on, bro. There's plenty of room for all of us. But just look, remember, be quiet and act like you're studying. Now he was down for that, okay? So it was cool. Until my brother asked me if we could play the forbidden game. Now some of y'all might be wondering, why did you call it the forbidden game? Well, because that game was the game that ended all friendships. Everybody has those games that they used to play with their friends. And people start arguing and fights start breaking out of nowhere. And that's why we called it the forbidden game. And the game that my little brother was talking about was called Naruto Arena. For those of y'all that have played this game before, you know what I'm talking about. Basically, for this game, you're playing against people all around the world. And you and the person that you're playing against has to choose 3 characters. And the whole point of the game is to kill off all 3 of your opponent's characters. My little brother was in the middle of playing that game. He had already won 4 games in a row with the same team. So he just needed to win this last game to finally unlock a new character. Because that's how the game was set up. You have to win a certain amount of games in a row using specific characters in order to unlock more characters. So for my brother, he had to win 5 games in a row with these characters in order to unlock the character that he wanted. And if he lost this one game, he would have to start all over again and win 5 games in a row again. Fast forward 5 minutes later, my little brother lost the game. Yeah, he lost. You could hear him shaking the computer and yelling from outside of the room. I was trying to calm him down, but he just kept making noise and just getting angrier and angrier. Before I knew it, my mom opens the door quickly and I hide the game behind all those tabs. And I look down at my little brother and he's already in position. My little brother was acting like he was studying, struggling with his math homework. So my mom looks at my little brother and asks, what's wrong? I'm just studying, Mom. My brother then walks away and lays on his bed contemplating his life over the loss of his game. My mom leaves the room and I'm back on my grind. But I decided to play a different game. So right when I moved the cursor, an ad pops up. This ad said, and I quote, Asian women need love too. Click to see pictures of single women near your area. I took a step back. Anybody that knows me knows I don't discriminate. So I ain't gonna lie. The ad caught my attention. I just wanted to see if there were actually women that I knew that lived around my area that actually signed up for these ads. I was curious. I just wanted to know. So what I did was I typed in my zip code and I pressed enter. I was blown away. At this time, I was 12 or 13 years old, and this was my first time ever seeing explicit photos like this. There was one photo of a woman inside a bathroom scene, and I don't have to do too much talking. You already know what happened in that video. Mind you, I wasn't looking at the video, okay? I never actually clicked on the video. I just seen pictures. I hear my mom's footsteps, so I quickly exit the ad, and I just act like nothing happened. My mom opens the door to see how much studying I've been doing. But before she could even say what she wanted to say, she tells me, "Steve, turn around. I want to see how hard you're working." Oh, I was working hard, all right. Working hard on not trying to get hard. I mean, y'all know how awkward that was? But then a light bulb lit up in my head. And I did what every man has done at some point in their life. I turned around and I crossed my legs, guys. I crossed my legs. But something wasn't right. Because my mom looked shocked, like she just seen a ghost or something. And I'm thinking to myself, what's going on? I know I crossed my legs fast enough, so I mean, something ain't right. So I turned around to look at my computer, and that's when it all hit me. The same ad that I deleted a couple of seconds ago popped right back up with nude photos of women all over. Y'all, the pictures were all over the screen. And I immediately tried to tell my mom it wasn't me. It was an ad. It was just an ad. The ad popped up and a bunch of pictures popped up with it. My mom screams for my dad to come in. And before I could even pray to God, my dad burst inside the room with the same shocked look as my mom. He's looking at all the photos on my computer, popping up one after another. My dad then goes on a rant talking about how he grew up from nothing and had been through hell, grabbing 3 jobs just to support us and raise us and working hard every day just so he can come home to the sight of his son glorifying women while at the same time bringing home bad grades. I then hear a familiar sound. Yes, I heard the sound of pain. My dad whips out his belt. Now, for some of y'all that don't know, black parents do not play when it comes to disciplining their child. No, they do not play. Alright? There ain't no timeout or I'ma take your video games and no, none of that. See, those of y'all that don't understand how it feels like to be whooped by strict parents, let me give y'all a glimpse of what I mean. My eyes immediately became watery, but I knew good and well that if I cried, that would only make my dad more mad. Even my tears were afraid to come down. I lost all hope and I shielded my face. My dad then takes a closer look at the images on my computer, and then he laughs. My dad starts to laugh. He tells my mom that it was just an ad, and that those things pop up on his computer and it's nothing to worry. Yo, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, I've been trying to tell him this whole time that it was just an ad, but I was just glad that I avoided the belt.